Okay. Turn me up a little bit.
Did is I just pretty much exposed the point. I left a little Traeger. What I'm going in with today is holy cow brisket injection. As far as they say with the ingredients, how you do it, you take 3/4 cups of the injection and you mix it with 2 cups of water. So what I've done here, I've got in a bowl, I got the 2 cups here, and I got the 3/4 cup of holy cow meat church injection. And what I want to do is I want to inject most of this inside of the flat, because the flat is where you have the less muscle, and up here in the point where you got more fat. And I want to keep this part here moist. So I'm going to be injecting with the meat church. I'm just going to use a standard injection needle, nothing fancy. So let's go and get it done. I'm going to go in with the injection probably about 1 inch between injections in the flat first. So let's go in. Go in, create a little pocket, squeeze. As you squeeze, pull your needle out. Don't feel bad if you lose a little injection. Oh, had a squirter. Okay, while I'm injecting this brisket, I want to tell you a little bit about what happened before we got to this point. I took it out the package. Here it goes inside the package. I took it out the package, and like I said, this brisket here didn't have a lot of fat cap on it, but it did have the fat, that hard fat in between the flat and the decal. So what I did is, which I didn't show on camera, I probably moved about maybe 2 pounds of fat and sinew off the brisket. I went down inside and got all that hard fat out, and then that brings us up to the point that we are right now. I got the brisket all injected. I injected the flat and I also injected the point. And I'm not going to use any binder. A lot of times I may use whisker shear as a binder, but now I see I got a nice glistening sheen from the injection. I'm just going to use that as a binder. And what I'm going on with today is also another meat church product. Is a holy cow. I've done a brisket with this holy cow and it came out pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this one here with it. It looks like, as if you can see, it has a lot of black pepper, salt, and the coloring that I'm guessing from it is paprika, along with some garlic powder and some onion powder. So let's go on with this. I'm gonna go on pretty liberal with this. So let's sprinkle on this meat church. Now turn the brisket over and I season on the top side, which is the fat side. This brisket didn't have really a big fat cap, So basically, like I said earlier, what I did is I just pretty much exposed the point. I left a little bit on the flat because the flat is the leaner side, and I want this to render. And I'm gonna be putting this brisket in fat side down. In my Traeger, I'm gonna have the point, which is the bigger side, towards the heat source, and I'm gonna have the flat away from the heat source because I'm gonna try to cook this thing whole. I'm not gonna split it. I thought about splitting it, but last minute I changed my mind. So now I'm about to go get the Traeger, get it, set it up, and then the next shot you'll see, I'll be putting this on the Traeger. Okay, I got the Traeger out. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Get ready to do this brisket. We're gonna go ahead and put it on the smoke set. Shoot. Warm it up now. Got the top open. Let it go for about 5 or 6 minutes until the smoke starts flowing good. It's time to put that brisket on. This is what we're spoken with this morning. Lumberjack grilling pellets. Barbecue grilling pellets competition blend. Maple, hickory, and cherry. I got a half a hopper of pecan in there right now. I think that pecan would take care of the smoke because I'm going to smoke this thing for 4 hours. And then I'm going in with the competition pellets. Got the trigger fired up. Rolling a good amount of smoke. I'm going to wait probably like 4 or 5 minutes. Then I'm going to throw this brisket on and let it smoke for like 4 hours. Let's put this beast on here. Fat side down. Now take a 4-hour nap. Okay, it's like 10:42. So basically I put like maybe 4 hours of smoke on it. I just turned the controller up to 250. She coming along. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spritz it. Coming out every hour, spritzing it every hour. Here's a look at the brisket when it came up to temperature about 160 degrees. So what I did in this cook is I brought it up to 160 degrees, and I was going to wrap it, but it didn't quite have the color that I wanted. So I let it go up to like 175, and then I wrapped it. I apologize for the videos not being there. For some reason, when I went to edit the video, it was all lost and gone. But I did wrap the brisket at 170. I put a little meat church injection in the bottom, and I wrapped it tight, double wrapped it in aluminum foil, and put it back on the grill. The brisket stalled out on me a little bit, and then I came up to 203. A lot of people I see, they like maybe cook their briskets to 190, 200. 203 is always a sweet spot for me. So I brought it to 203, and then I wrapped it up inside of a towel. I opted not to let it rest for an hour. And after it rests for an hour, I cut against the grain. Remember, always cut against the grain, or you're going to have a stringy brisket. No matter how well you trim based, injected, or cooked, it's going to be stringy if you don't cut against the grain. But here, as you see, I cut against the grain. I got a nice smoke ring. It was very tender, and this brisket was for a customer, so I only tasted a small piece, but I did do a hang test. Now here's the hang test. Another brisket, well done. Until the next time, this is the meat stall. Find you some meat and smoke it.
Okay. Turn me up a little bit.